Hello, everybody, and welcome to another season here of North American Grand Prix. Monday and Thursday nights for season 34, kicking it off tonight at Interlagos, the 1974 layout of this track, and new car for Monday night this season, the Lotus 79. Very exciting times here as we start another season in our long history here, dating back to 2007. But my partner on Monday nights here again, as he is every week for the longest time now, for years, I would say, Brad. Brad Maris, welcome.
Maybe too long, right? Or not long enough. I don't know. Hey, season 34. I'm ready. I think everybody else is ready. It's been a long off season. I mean, let's be real about the situation. It's been a long off season, and I gotta tell you, this could be the best Monday night iteration of the open wheel series that we've had yet. I love the car, Al, and also I like this tracker tonight. There's going to be some strategy options tonight. It's going to be tough to say what we're going to get going forward throughout the course of the season, but at least tonight there's going to be some strategy options. And it's always a toss-up in those first races of the season, right? So I'm ready.
Let's see as the field streams out here. Brad, let me just turn you up real quick. Let's go back to what you were. All right.
Okay, check. 1, 2.
Oh yeah, loud and clear. So the field's streaming out onto the circuit now. And let's take a quick look at this track map here. 7.96 kilometers. Interlagos, parts of it looks familiar, and the rest of it, I was mentioned to you earlier, it looked like a child just took a pencil and drew a bunch of lines around on a piece of paper and said, let's do it. But yeah, pretty nice track. Flows quite well, and I like the modern layout of Interlagos. It's just as fun.
Yeah, that track map sure looked like a GTR 2-ish type of track map. Did it not? Or am I very much mistaken? I don't know, but I do too, and I didn't get a ton of laps around here, kind of recon laps, what have you, but I really love the shape of the corners, all of them. There's, it's Interlagos with like more stuff thrown in there, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can pretty much distinguish where it breaks off and rejoins the modern version. But following Matt Taylor on board here, looks like he might be the first to act here. And looking at the lap times leading up to tonight's event, looks like Philippe Samard and Marc DeGras were the two quickest. But it doesn't appear Samard was late drop from this race due to I guess we had something come up, so he had to back out here at the last minute, unfortunately, because he was looking quite racy. But let's jump on board here with Matt Taylor.
Yeah,
first time this season with an onboard around this straight circuit.
Yeah, like I say, I didn't get a ton of recon laps in here, but I can tell you the first couple corners are flat out, and they're pretty thrilling, Al. I have to be honest with you. So, this car, it doesn't necessarily have tremendous acceleration, but I tell you one thing it does do, it corners just like a madman, and we're going to see that because that's what this track is really all about, these high-speed corners. Matt Taylor just you can throw it in there, and this car's going to give you a whole bunch of rope with which to hang yourself. So, Chuck Carter getting smartly out of the way there. Also, part of the deal, going to have a sauce versus hard question tonight. One thing that could catch these guys out on this track tonight with kind of these sweeping corners is front grip. I noticed for myself, kind of on a borrowed setup, front grip kind of was at a premium sometimes. But other than that, Matt now about halfway through this. It's kind of a long lap, Al. So 2-minute 20s thereabouts for qualifying, 21, something like that. 18s maybe.
18s, the quickest time, 18.2. Race pace going to be a bit taller than that, I suppose. But yeah, as Matt makes his way through this second sector now.
Now we'll start recognizing some of these corners coming up now. This is the traditional Sector 2 of the modern circuit as it's known. And again, fighting a little understeer through here, I certainly did. Interesting note on the cars is a lot of these guys have found that they're just stripping the wings off these things, though. They're finding quite a bit more straight line speed out of them, but giving up a bit in the twisties. I think they're okay with that at this track, though. It's proven to be the quickest way to go, and now just coming up here more or less to the final corner for the uphill blast to the line.
Straight. Not much of a straightaway, but the modern track is the fastest part of the track, and Matt is going to be the first here to complete a lap here of a 2:18.9. So Matt quickly to provisional pole. His teammate was second quickest in the practice, and he checks in with a 2:19.3, so a bit off his pace. Back again this season, currently in fourth. He was quick as well. Jake Beeps are looking fast. He jumps up to third. He said the quickest first sector there that last time by, but what a stark contrast from the previous season's car with the Lotus. I'm sorry, the Ferraris, the 67 312, and this with no wings, no anything, and this car is just the polar opposite.
You know, I like this car, and I like the fact that it does have downforce, and it also has quite a bit of mechanical grip too. Look, the car just it does not seem to give you a lot on acceleration. It's there, yeah, okay, but your time is going to be made basically getting through the corners well, and that's what this car is going to do that very well. So these guys are going to, as the season goes forward, they're really going to kind of have to be pushing the envelope. I think the guys that expect to plan on winning, right, and kind of fighting with each other, they're going to have to push the envelope, and we could see some pretty disastrous offs in terms of because in prior seasons it's like, well, you have to drive so defensively, but now these guys they can let the horse go a little bit.
Taylor looking quick in the first two sectors. His teammate DeGraw looking even quicker. Jake Feebster also looking very quick in the first two sectors. So let's see where these guys end up here. As Taylor making his way to the final corner here. On the main straight. So making that final climb up the hill here to the start-finish line. Should be an improvement for Taylor.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I think that he's going to improve that provisional time, but that Mark DeGraw is also looking very sharp right behind Al.
It's to 18.5. That is Taylor's best lap. DeGraw. And DeGraw loses a bunch of time there in sector 3. Wow. So 2:19 flat. So teammates Captain Clutch, Taylor and DeGraw, your top two at the moment. Followed by Jake Feebster at 2:19.8. Joel Ekman currently in fourth. And a bit off there in sector 2. And some of the quick guys languishing a bit further back here. Parsons back in 18th. Has yet to set a competitive time. John Houston, fifth. As we watch Ekman making his way through the final sector. Welcome the guys watching here tonight. Boom, Jack. Ken. Have you guys back?
Yeah, no doubt. And boy, Joel Ekman, up there in fourth, not too shabby a time, too. Improve a bit this lap out.
Yeah, he does improve to a 2:19.7. Meanwhile, Moses jumps up, edges out Mark DeGraw for second, so it's Taylor 1 and 2. I'm sorry, Taylor Moses 1 and 2. Lemansky now has jumped up to fourth. Lemansky was looking quick in the practice for this event.
Yeah.
Off here, and oh, looks like he just started his. Just hasn't put the first sector yet. Let's take a look further back, and a lot of custom liveries for this this season. Take a look at them. That's one of them. That's Lemansky and Jake. MCI World Cup, no longer in business, and Pioneer liveried. Lotus and Jolicoeur, Fancy Players Club, number 99. It's in honor of Wayne Gretzky, knowing Jolicoeur. Big hockey. Parsons in the pits. He's only his best 220.5. Houston out there on track. Bit off the pace here of those two. A little surprised by that. Under 15 minutes to go here in this session.
No, I'm not. Look, I mean, that's it's been their MO. Parsons in Houston the last couple seasons, really. I mean, they were like nowhere the start of last season. It took them like half a season before they figured out, which way the car went forward, right? Get it pointed the right direction.
Yeah, that's a good point. They historically, like we said last few seasons, have gotten off to some slow starts, and I think they may have hit them there at the end of the season a couple times, but let's see if they can. These guys try and make their way around. Lou Mascarelli, I don't know if Lou is on a flyer or not. It does not appear that he is, but Lou might have to adjust the mirrors on this new Lotus. DeGrom, meanwhile, he is quick in sector 1 and has to pull back out of it, trying to make his way around a car there. He had a really good first sector. Kind of ruined for him there. Surprising. Ooh, looks like that was either Wathen or Carter taking it for a spin. Yeah, Carter. But it was such a long track. Surprised by the amount of traffic we're seeing so far, Brett.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I don't know what to tell you about that. It was just luck of the draw, I guess. Yeah. Well, you mentioned the Parsons and Houston teammates and that situation. But I was thinking a little earlier, Moses works by some traffic, still looking good for his time, is Taylor and DeGraw. So, I mean, that was really the team that I was, is more or less my dark horse team, right? Really. They didn't end up doing much, but here they're off to a flying start now. So I don't know if they've, it's just a bad season for them last season, man. And week after week, I'm thinking, okay, this has got to be the week those guys are going to right the ship, and who knows? Maybe now in qualifying, they're getting their stuff together, maybe.
Ended up finishing the season 3rd in the championship. But Houston scored better than his partner last season finishes with 133 points. The Parsons 116. So a couple tough races for Parsons. The Nordschleife in particular, where he got hung up on the pit entry.
Yeah.
That was a bad result for him. Silverstone, the race a couple tough rounds last season. Houston, meanwhile, got the win at Silverstone, while his teammate DNF'd last season. Oh, I'm sorry, didn't DNF, but finished early 3 points in that race. Become the team leader there at Team Rock Dam Bam.
I don't know if I go quite that far just yet, but yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Now that you mention it, it was a very strong season for John, and you're right. He did end up finishing 4th or 5th, right, individually. So that is strong.
So Moses improves on his time to a 2:18.8. The gap is still 0.279 behind Matt Taylor, your provisional pole. Gerard on an outlap. Lemansky also on an outlap. Jolicoeur has worked his way up to 7th. I suspect to see him a little further up here on the grid by the time this one's done. David Zahn makes his way out of the pits, but he is currently up to 8th in front of Aaron Parsons in 9th. John Wathen in the pits in 10th. Houston in 11th. Ryan Robbins back for another season, currently in 12th. Can-Am Racing. Gregory Myers, new teammate this season, teaming up with Joel Ekman in the Global Sites Taxi Service. Tom Jaskell there in 4 team. Chuck Carter, IndyCar livery, paying tribute to IndyCar there, currently running in 15th. Thomas Schubeck in the garage and making his way out in 16th. Brian Story running in 17th. Iggy Chiordia and Omar Gomez are back carrying the Argentine flag. Mascarelli, Penfoil, number 4, and his teammate David Rowley in the number 5, bringing up the rear. Oh, meanwhile, back to the action here, under 10 minutes to go. Jake Fiepser, quickest in the first sector, and looking good in sector 2. Let's see what he can do here. It's like this final sector's been biting him a little bit.
Yeah, it's been biting everybody, I think, except for Matt Taylor. That's clearly where Matt did the majority of his damage. I mean, we saw teammate Mark DeGraw right on that time, right, and gave up a full half second in the final sector. So Matt Taylor is certainly doing something right through there. And I suppose that third sector is made up of some of those slower corners. So, he was really quite ahead of his time. He's still looking good here, Al, but certainly big mistake there.
Let's see where Jake ends up here. He does improve. 219.2 bumps him up to 4th, ahead of his teammate Kevin Lemansky in 5th. Taylor looks like he's on an outlap. Side by side with his teammate into one, and a little lawn mowing there.
Great communication there. Did not appear.
Parsons making his way out, 1.9 seconds off provisional pole. Who'd have thought that would ever happen here? But he's got a number of laps in so far, Brad, and it doesn't appear he's going to get much quicker the way things are going.
Yeah, well, that happens. I do not know what to tell you.
On board with DeGraw, he's still looking good in sectors 1 and 2. Just losing time. Most others in sector 3.
Yeah, we saw DeGraw up as much as 4/10 there on that one lap in the first sector. Well, he certainly got that one figured out. More and more guys going to the VR, Al, which I think is part of some of the guys. I think Lou Mascarelli has gone with the VR, so it could explain a little bit of the adjustment period, let's say.
Yeah, I know. What is it? There you go, oversteer there for.
No.
It's come apart. Wheels fell off on that lap for DeGraw. As Moses is quick in the first 2 sectors as well. But yes, I think part of the problem with VR is the virtual mirror doesn't work in VR, if I'm not mistaken.
And not on a set of Corsa anyway. So you are correct in that statement. Moses looking to gain some time, actually.
Oh. He does pick up a little bit of time, but unfortunately not enough to nip Taylor for provisional provisional pole, so he's just over a tenth off of Taylor.
Yeah, former teammates there, so there's got to be a little extra something there between those two, I'd have to think, and they're both fighting at the front. Of course, it's Podium Hunters is the team we're really missing here. Our championship winners from, well, in both series, right? So these guys now have more kind of the possibility of a direct fight without those scrappy Podium Hunters getting in the mix.
Taylor was on a flyer there again, came up on some traffic, so he has opted to start anew. We're watching Lemansky. He's looking good, and he improves on his time, but not able to move on. Joel Ekman, meanwhile, has jumped up to 5th. Man, so it looks like early going here, Joel is really taking to these cars and quite racy. Under a second off the visual pole.
Yeah, keep looking for Jolicor to make a big move up. Has not happened yet. Whoa!
Ekman stuffs it into the fence.
Ow! We'll get some quick work on that. I bet they can even get that repaired and get him back out for another lap.
John Wathen looking quick in the first sector. Oh! And just lost the rear. Going into that corner. Interesting.
Yeah.
That happened on a downshift. I don't know how he's got that rear diff set up, but or he just lost it in general. Just got the overheated the tires or something. But
yeah, Ekman was kind of stuck there in the middle of that corner, and he pulled the chute, but kind of completely off the surface. I don't know what's going on with that.
these cars in particular, people asking about the VR, these cars can come up on you really quick. These open wheel cars in particular, and it's the side mirrors are not very. I mean, they're there, but it's tough. It's tough to get out of the way of some guys sometimes, especially in those qualifying sessions.
Yeah.
Without that.
Yeah, it could be a particular challenge actually in this particular car, because the cornering speeds really are going to be pretty potentially crazy at some tracks. The way you kind of get speed around this track might not be as big a deal, but on some tracks where they can put some aero back in the car, it could be problematic.
Lemansky, meanwhile, has jumped up to 3rd. We were watching him, but
oh yeah.
So it was a very nice lap for Lemansky. DeGraw once again up in the first 2 sectors. I would say a majority of the league, though, so far has moved to VR. So I know I haven't, but Moses runs triple screens. I run triple screens, but for the most part, I think just about everybody has made the switch.
Yeah, I'll call it 40%. That's just, total, edge of the ass comment, but nearly half anyway. Boy, Mark DeGraw finally looking good in the 3rd sector here, Al. If he can manage to get the last corner here, he's going to be in very good shape.
A little bit of a moment there on exit.
Boy, this is going to be very close.
A tuck here for DeGraw. Oh, 0.08 of a second off of his teammate, but they lock out the front row. That little bobble there at the final corner, I think that was it for DeGraw.
Boy, that's coming through in the clutch, because that is, well, it's definitely Mark DeGraw's last lap, and everybody else should be finalizing their last laps right now. So it's coming down to it, Al.
see Taylor's back out on track. Moses is going to be able to get one more in here. He's got just enough time on the clock to get one in. It's going to be nip and tuck for him. Mansky's done. Jake Feemster is on track and with traffic ahead. So this is not going to help him.
Yeah, I would say that definitely would keep him from improving his position altogether. But you're absolutely right. Moses should have the opportunity here. And boy, talk about clutch. Moses has come through on his final laps more than once or twice. Let's put it that way.
Core off half a second in sector 1. Very surprising. He's not up in the top 3 anyway.
I think Ian actually has had a little bit of practice too. Now, it might not have been recently. It might have been a couple weeks ago, but yeah. But well, seriously though, I mean, you know, all the laps do add up. So you think you would see him a little further up? I would think. I know it could be a bit down to setup though too. Really, these guys have had an opportunity to dial that stuff in.
So Taylor up in sector 1, and Jake parks it. He is done. Moses is on a flyer. Time's up here in this session. The advantage with the modern GT. Let's say like the GT3 cars with VR is they have the as Moses he's done. He had a good first sector. He was up, but his night's over, and I think Taylor may just run this one out here and try and get a really fast one on the board, but doesn't look like Joe LaCour is going to improve on his time. Just about gonna do it here. But the modern cars have the rear view mirrors and the monitors in the cars. Little TV screens, so those help, but different animals in these cars. So Taylor will nail in the coffin here for the rest of the field if he can improve on his already full time.
Now, a bit of a victory lap, you'd think, but
that ain't gonna. That's more than likely not gonna help him. Oh, and he pulls it into the pit lane. So there you have it, Matt Taylor with your pole sitter here to kick off season 34 on Monday nights. His teammate Mark DeGraw right behind him, 0.08 of a second. Moses qualifying in third, your top 3. Pretty decent qualifying session, Brad. Pretty shocked by the amount of traffic we saw out there.
Yeah, there were a couple guys toward the back maybe off the pace, and so, you know, they got kind of caught multiple times, but whatever. Look, if you're Matt Taylor right now, that's a pretty good start to the season. Yeah, they had their moments. Taylor and DeGraw, they already talked about them a little bit, but it could have been better, frankly. So it's the right way to start the race. I think it's really up in the air. I mean, I was talking with a lot of guys about the race and what was going on, trying to hit them for some information, so we had something to talk about. And even they didn't know. They're like, good question. You tell me what's going to happen, because they aren't sure either. So some guys, they just have a strategy they're going to go with, and they're going to see how it works out.
All right, so speaking of the race, we got a brief 30-second wait time here, and then a couple minutes before the race actually goes green. It's going to be 26 laps here for tonight's race. Air temperature 28 degrees, track temp 39 degrees Celsius. So a little bit hot out there in terms of tires. It looks like most of the guys are jumping onto the hards. I see some guys still on the soft, Brad.
Well, I mean, that was the consensus. There's 2 or 3 teams I know plan on running the softs and doing the 2 stops. And we suspect that the rest of the guys that are on the hards are going to try to do 1 stop. So, yeah, Yeah, you got it. So we'll see how it plays out. But Matt Taylor's in a great start. It's nice, obviously, if you can not only start up front, but then, of course, get into the lead and then kind of dictate and control the pace a little bit, right? And who knows, maybe something happens, you notice tire wear or kind of the situation on track. Maybe you have a little bit of extra room. You can make a stop. You have time in front or behind, or maybe you are behind. You need to take a chance. You go, oh, I'll switch to a two-stopper or something. So a lot of strategy options to play with here for these guys tonight. I heard something. Al might be back.
All right, I am back. Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
All right, just over 3 minutes ago here in this session. So, I mean, in this countdown period. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting season. We got some great tracks in store coming up. A couple new ones. This one, Ostrike Ring. We're going to run Laguna Seca. Basically, most of the schedule that most of the tracks I ran during this time period in '79. Like we've been doing for some of these historic open wheel cars. So it's gonna be very very enjoyable to watch, and hopefully the racing equals what we expect. So yeah, so pretty excited for this season nonetheless, and it's a great start for Captain Clutch as they lock out the front row of the grid here tonight. So why don't we got some time here, Brad? Let's run down the starting order for tonight's race here at Interlagos. It's Matt Taylor racing out of the U.S. starting on provisional pole, followed by his teammate, Canadian Mark DeGras. Chris Moses from the U.S. in third. Kevin Lemansky with a nice run here, starting fourth out of the U.S. And his teammate starting fifth, also out of the U.S., Jake Feenstra.
Well, we know Ian Joel, of course, from the Great White North, and he's going to start sixth. Joel Ekman is going to start seventh, so that's a nice starting position for him. Aaron Parsons, of course, out of Australia. He's going to be starting eighth. David Zahn put in a very nice time there for ninth, and John Houston, another fellow Canadian, he put his Lotus up into 10th.
Man, Ekman's got to be excited to out-qualify Aaron Parsons.
Yeah.
That's a big one for him. John Watton, U.S., starting in 11th. Chuck Carter, his teammate, starting in 12th, also from the U.S. Gregory Myers in 13th, U.S. Tom Traskell in 14th, out of the U.S. And Ryan Robbins, also out of the U.S. in 15th.
I got a Canuck in 16th, starting Brian Story there in 16th. Thomas Schubeck, of course, he's a West Coast guy. I don't know if we can call that the United States or not, but a pair of Argentinians behind him, Iggy Shorta and Omar Gomez, starting 18th and 19th. Louis Mascarelli's going to take 20th. Oh, David Rowley's around as well from across the pond. So England represented too, Al.
Yeah, England representative David Rowley going to be starting in 21st. Got a couple guys absent for the opening round. I told you Samard and Kevin Miller and I believe one other. But yep. Nice grid here tonight, hoping for some great racing action. Again, 26 laps. I'm guessing guys are going to go halfway, perhaps stop on lap 13, maybe go deeper on the hards if they can manage them. But it's a big unknown for us right now. We'll see how it goes. A lot of the guys like to play things a little close to the vest here, Brad. But we're about to go green here to kick off season 34 here on Monday nights. Green flag, a nice start from Matt Taylor. Also from Chris Moses, who's going to get a bit of a run here on Taylor and work his way around the outside of DeGras and move into second, quickly into second. And Moses is going to take over the lead, it appears, from Taylor. Taylor took it a little bit wide, and Moses jumps out to the early lead. Yeah, a little mistake there from Taylor allowed Moses to get past. And it looks like Lemansky has jumped up to third. DeGras has fallen back to fourth.
Yeah, Taylor and DeGraw giving up a little bit of ground here on the start. Happy days if you're Chris Moses.
Got a car off further in the back. Did not see who that was. Lemansky now putting the heat on Taylor. Lemansky on the soft, so that's going to explain some of the difference in pace. Moses also starting on the soft, so different tire compound for the top two on the grid. Both DeGraw and Taylor on the hards. And getting caught out here early as Ekman also on the sauce, putting the heat on Mark DeGraw for fourth.
Very interesting. I saw Moses practicing primarily on the hard, so I thought it was going to be a hard tire to start for Chris Moses, but interesting.
Carson's up to sixth. Carson running the hard tire.
David's on now toward the back of the pack, so that great starting position. Ian Jolicoeur is well back there, Al.
Oh, Story out early and to start the season. Hasn't even made it a lap, and he is done. Let's see what Ekman can do here if he can get a run on DeGraw and Taylor. He could knock them both out here on the inside of DeGraw. And Ekman makes his way past DeGraw. Now is looking to sink his teeth into Taylor. Looks like he's going to get that pass made. Wow.
Great run coming down the straight.
Great run, exactly.
Yeah, and just kept that momentum. It is flat through that first set of corners.
And Ekman gets the pass made, too, in the matter of a handful of seconds here. Great job by Joel.
Yeah, quick update from the back. Ian Jolicoeur has come up with some serious damage. He is entering pit lane. And Traskell, and there's something else going on back here, Al.
We got Traskell off pace. Looks like Rally and Mascarelli have had a coming together. Oh yeah, Mascarelli with suspension damage. And he's got some issues. So.
Yeah, didn't see what happened. It could be Davidson and Ian Jolicoeur had some type of coming together. They kind of were tangled up there. We're running close to each other there toward the back. So just speculation. Zahn has continued, but Ian Jolicoeur came up with enough damage. He had to jump into the pits for service.
Traskell is done. Meanwhile, at the front, Chris Moses now is coming under pressure here from Kevin Lemansky. This is for the lead. And that gap is right around half a second.
Boy.
Further back, DeGraw and Taylor running nose to tail. Those two on the hard tires. Parsons behind them, also on the hards. Walking. Kind of a mixed bag here in terms of tire selection throughout the grid.
Yeah, my stream is okay, so not sure what's going on. Give the old Twitch a refresh. You never know, might help it out.
Brett Myers trying to reel in John Watson. He's got that early advantage on tires, and he may just get a run on him here. Take a look a little further up as Mark DeGraw may get a run on his teammate here. What a difference in speed early on as these guys on the soft just swallowed up Taylor and DeGraw and left them.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this works out. And this, frankly, is a race where we can expect to see some pretty big gaps open, right? The nature of the track, it's pretty high speed. But for now, the racing is pretty darn intense. And again, anybody's guess as to what could happen on these differing strategies. I'm kind of shocked Lemansky is showing such a phenomenal pace, really, and hanging so close to Chris Moses at the moment.
Remains under a second as Greg continues to close the gap up here on John Watson. Watson on the hard compound tire a little further back. Jake Feemster qualified up in the top 5, I believe, finds himself back in 12th and trying to chase down Ryan Robbins here. It looks like Jake has, yeah, he's got some front end damage to that car, so no doubt suffering with a little bit of understeer here. Looks like he may get a run on Ryan. Mascarelli in the pits, as is his teammate Rally. Fortunate incident there between, we didn't catch it as Jake makes his way past. Well, he tries to make his way past Ryan Robbins and unable to get it done.
Yeah, still battling. Three laps in. Seems like about 20 have already gone by. The amount of action that we've had, but I tell you, it's not going to be too much longer. Even though we're 4 laps in, guys on the softs are going to start to be having some tire troubles. It's not going to take them long. About 7, 8, maybe 9 laps is the reported distance that those softs, are going to be pretty happy. After that, it's game on. It's going to get dicey. Thomas Schubeck is out.
Wow, so
yeah.
He is called in a night. It's unfortunate for Schubeck. Martin running in 8th. Trying to make his way past the lap car. He does. Greg Myers has made his way past John Watson. Looks like that's Omar. Omar back at 18th, already a lap down. Oh, yeah, someone has gone off. Oh, that is Houston. Houston with a big accident there. And he comes out as he tries to make his way. Oh, a bit of a dangerous situation there for Houston as he tries to rejoin the track here, but his tires are going to dicey right now as he rejoins the track, but I don't believe he took damage there. He just, I think he got hung up on a curb and it just sent him for a ride, but nonetheless dropping a boatload of positions, now finds himself back in 11th. Tough break for Houston. So we're going to have to start looking at the gaps now, Brad, as the gap between Moses and Taylor is nearly 10 seconds. We'll see if that starts to drop down slightly as the soft tire begins to wear.
Yeah, agreed. And that lap, I mean, it's pretty consistent at about 2 seconds a lap so far, right? So those gaps make perfect sense between those two compounds of tire. So you're absolutely right. I'd give it another 3 or 4 laps, and then we'll start looking pretty close. If it comes down to pit stop situations, 1 stop versus 2, that's where we're going to tell and see what's going to happen.
Take a look at lap times. Chris Moses so far the best lap of 21.1. Compared to, let's say, Taylor with a 23.2, so quite a difference in pace so far. Boom is active. I think they're gonna do it with the camera. God, I'll check it here in a second.
Oh, whoa, what? I look away, I was going to type in boom, and John Houston came up on somebody, and he's crashed again, Al.
Oh, he has crashed, and that could be, he's trying to get it turned around.
I kind of looked up, and I don't know if somebody was stopped dead in the middle of the track or what, but next thing I know, Houston's taking evasive action from killing somebody, and
Oh, tough. Omar out. Oh, we got a number of 4 retirements so far And we're 5 laps into this event, and Houston continues to struggle here. So it might be an early night for Houston as well, unless he can make it back into the pits and try to regroup. All right, back on board with Lemansky here as he is holding Moses in check. He is not letting Chris get away. Their best lap times are pretty close. Let me check the boom here. See if it's working.
Yeah, Kevin just turned his best lap of the race just now and matched the base, more or less matched Moses's time. So looking pretty sharp is Kevin Lickmansky. So we should expect to see some tire degradation from the softs coming up in just a few laps. But if these guys plan on 2 stopping, well then we're gonna know it right away. They aren't gonna mess around because they're just gonna split the race into thirds if they possibly can. So you should expect once that 9th lap comes, they'll be coming in. Kevin Lickmansky continues to hound Chris Moses now, taking more time out of Chris Moses at the front. And Kevin is definitely in legitimate pass attempt mode here. No more than a car length or 2 back. And, you know, now is the time to start watching the gaps, which I would say have stopped growing back to those runners on the hards, the first of which being, of course, Matt Taylor. But those times are stabilizing a little bit back there.
Yeah, Taylor now falling back to 11 seconds, but definitely the closest battle on track at the moment is between Lickmansky and Moses. Oh, looks like we got some issues.
Well, it happens.
It's a work in progress.
Oh, something happened.
We'll get it straightened out for the next one.
Yeah, 22.6 for Taylor last time by. That's all I'm saying. The times are coming down. Kevin Lickmansky now with that last lap put in the best lap of the race. 21 flat.
So looking right racy. So
coming up on Lou Mascarelli.
So on a 2-stop for these guys to pit around lap 8, 9.
9, yeah.
Oh, some contact between Lou and Lickmansky, and that was ugly. That's gonna move as Ekman tries to tiptoe his way through and jumps up into second. Oh, as Lickmansky continues to have trouble, and it looks like he is done. That's an unfortunate situation there, coming up on some lap traffic. And, well, that's giving Moses quite a bit of a cushion here. He's got 10 seconds over second place Joel Ekman and 12 up over Taylor. Well,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to mention that we've seen John Houston have all those problems after his wreck and slide, and these tires do generate a lot of heat. And as we know with Assetto Corsa, the tires get to that, you know, that pivotal, they just drop off an edge, and there's nothing you can do. So that's what they're struggling with.
So meanwhile, DeGraw and Taylor continue to run lockstep here. They are comfortable running their pace here. DeGraw not trying to make any moves on his teammate. A couple times DeGraw's been really up close to Taylor and has lifted a few times, but yeah, they got their strategy set. Parsons behind them, still off a pace a little bit on the hard tires, under a second slower than DeGraw, just under a second slower than DeGraw and Taylor. DeGraw with a quicker lap than Taylor so far on the hard tire.
Yeah, well, it's just this lap, just now, those times have equalized. Taylor has not dropped outside of that 12-second range to Chris Moses, so I think it's still nip and tuck. If you give them, 12, 13 seconds per stint, add that for each 26 seconds for a pit stop, it's still nip and tuck, I think, one stop versus two, so it's still on, Al.
Oh, it certainly is, as David Zahn tries to reel in. I'm sorry, Iggy Giordia trying to reel in David Zahn here. This guy's still on the lead lap. Joe LaCour, who had an incident in the first lap, he is running back in 15th in the points. But I really feel bad for Lemansky having such a great run there and getting hung up with that lap traffic.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like Lou backed off, did it? I mean, he gave him the inside line, and I think everybody was kind of expecting Lou to just kind of keep rolling off the throttle, but some wires got crossed there, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looked like it certainly could have been avoidable, but sometimes, unfortunately. So, looking for Moses to come into the pits within the next lap or so. Take a look at his lap times so far. Last lap of 22.3, so lap 7 starting to fall off the pace quite a bit. Over a second slower than his lap previous. Looking at Ekman, same thing. Really starting to fall off, so these guys, well, the guys on the hards continue to improve their lap times.
Yeah, interesting. Looking at Moses now driving around, it does look a bit like it's more understeer than anything else for Chris Moses. It's usually the reverse. Chris Moses usually struggles first toward the rear of the car with his setups, but it looks like it's understeering the slow stuff for Moses.
So Kevin Lemansky has pitted and is back out on the softs, and he didn't pull the chute here, but his teammate, who had some troubles there in the opening lap, has worked his way up to 7th, and he looks like is going to be the first guy to pit here on the softs. So Lemansky, Feemster is in, and we expect Moses to come in on this lap as well as Ekman.
Yeah, that last lap there for Moses, not so bad. So I guess, if you're figuring you can get away with another lap, but look, if you're going to two-stop, then there's no reason not to come in. I don't know, if he's doing something like stupid on the softs and trying to go to half distance, I guess there's that. But there's kind of no reason not to come in, right, for safety's sake.
So Jake rejoins in 9th. Pretty quick pit stop for Jake. David Zahn is in and away in the orange crush, number 39.
Yeah, David Zahn's doing a decent job of recovering positions. I've been keeping my eye back there, but still a ways to go to recover to where he'd like. That is such a great starting position for him.
making his way through this final sector here.
Yeah, I think his laps are not looking bad, but again, you know, and plus fuel. Of course, you wouldn't take more than the 9 laps of fuel you need, or 10, or whatever it is.
Moses looks like he is coming in. Let's see how long this stop is. Taylor should take over the lead.
Yeah, Ekman in as well, also on the softs.
So Taylor and DeGrasse stay out. Pit time didn't seem to work there, but it's working here for Ekman.
Yeah.
So 13.1 second stop for Joel, so a pretty quick stop.
Yeah, it's a quick stop, but the total pit lane time is not extremely fast.
Oh, as we got Rally in the catch fence. As Team TFS struggles continue. That should be worth mentioning. Rally, I think, finished on the podium here last season in the 67. 312 at this very track.
Oh, yeah.
Version, but so, let's see what happens here with Taylor and DeGrasse. Let's see how far they take it. They may run as deep as they can and perhaps jump on the soft spread.
Well, maybe, but they're going to have to gain some time. I see now that, what do we got? Some 19 seconds. That's not enough time for Matt Taylor to get in and out of the pits, I don't believe. So I think right now Moses has them covered.
Moses will need to make another stop. Well, so he'll come in, what did he come in on lap 9? So I'm guessing lap 18 he'll come in.
Yeah.
Tight battle here between Jake and Ryan Robbins. Jake has come out. He's pitted a couple laps ago, took the softs. Robbins, meanwhile, running on the hard tires, so expect a pass to be made here at any moment.
That is something else with this car too. There is benefit with the soft tire and the traction gained right on throttle with the soft. So the momentum through the corner does help you in your final speed down the straight.
So Taylor now has the hammer down. He's increased the gap over his teammate to nearly a second and a half. As Taylor now dips into the 21.
Yeah.
So 3 laps in a row for Taylor in the 21. So he's really starting to push it now. Wow. Jake still unable to make his way past Ryan Robbins. He may get the pass done now. Oh, he's got a low pass, Ryan. And make it look easy. So Houston, I believe, has pitted back in 14th. Tough start to the season for him. A couple incidents early on, has hit it and now has rejoined in 14th. But he's back on the hards and not sure. He's going to have to make another stop here, Brad. He may.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing laps of like 5 and 6. 256 and 251. So I'm not. I hadn't seen anything since then. So if he stopped, it was earlier. Yeah. Yeah, boy, Moses just not quite eating enough time yet, is he?
No, he is not. Meanwhile, Parsons has now dipped into the 21, so looks like he has found his speed. Oh, his last lap was a 26.6, however, that is not good. Looks like he made a little bit of a mistake there. Parsons. Ekman losing out on a bit of time to Moses. That gap was about 10, 11 seconds. So it's just not, doesn't have the pace Moses does here after that stop. Nancy, meanwhile, on board with him. He has recovered from his incident with Mascarelli to try and make his way past John Watson along the outside and gets the job done.
Yeah, and well done for Kevin. I mean, it would have been pretty easy for a guy to pull a chute there in that situation.
Yeah, especially running where he was.
Yeah. So props for that, no question. And there's plenty of positions for him to pick up. Not too far in front of him here, half a race to go. Yeah, Moses continuing to not gain back the type of time that he needs, and I guess with the fuel burn off, Matt Taylor is starting to pick up the pace. Him and DeGraw, you know, I wonder if DeGraw's just sitting back there going, well, I don't know, maybe he can turn better lap times than you, Matt. I don't know if he's thinking that or not, but he's certainly sticking pretty close to his teammate, isn't he?
Yeah, he certainly is. Watson, meanwhile, Lemansky's lap times 23's last two times by Watson. After the 26s, so somewhat hanging on to Lemansky, but as you can see, Lemansky's starting to drive away. Meanwhile, Jake has closed up on Gregory Myers. This is for 7th. Jake on the inside of Greg. Greg not putting up much of a fight there.
No, putting up no fight whatsoever, actually. Greg more or less just let him go.
Yeah. So, good drive for Jake. Nice battling back. Taylor's times have fallen off slightly his last two times by, and DeGraw has picked up the pace his last two times by. So, this guy's really putting on a clinic here with consistency.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say all those guys are doing very well. I mean, even Ekman and all those guys up there in the top 5 spots doing a darn good job.
Back our boy Lemansky as he tries to put another car in his rearview mirror. Giordia ahead of him on track.
Bit of a gap up to Robbins after Iggy, but nonetheless should have still plenty of time to get up there. I think he has possibility of maybe get all the way back up to 7th. Can hold his ultimate pace.
Working lap 13. We're gonna go halfway. Now's the time for these guys to come in. However, anybody mentioned to you, Brad, how far they can go on a full tank? Some of these guys?
No. No, I don't have that information. Basically, the only thing I knew was softs for 2 stops or hards for 1. That was the information I got.
So Lofton looking to put the moves on Chiordia. Some action here further back in the field. Oh, Lofton takes it a bit wide. Giving up some time there to Iggy. Houston, meanwhile, trying to reel in David Zahn for 13th. So our leaders have stayed out. Parsons, meanwhile, in the pits. So
Yeah,
Parsons
okay.
coming in at halfway.
Well, he's one of the first to stop. David Zahn looks like he did have pretty significant damage there that first stint. He has picked up his lap times after pitting a couple laps ago.
Yeah, Moses has fallen back from Taylor. He was 18 seconds
Yeah.
after stops. And now oh, Parsons a little too aggressive on the throttle and puts it into the wall. Oh, not a way you want to come out of your
coming
pits.
out of pit.
Coming out of his
He wasn't
pit
even
stop.
out the limiter yet.
No, he was
Well,
not.
I don't think we've ever seen that before.
I have not, and he has suspension damage, it seems. More serious case of understeer.
I think the wheel's still tracking straight. So yeah, he might have just been understeering off that particular corner, but I don't know what to tell you, man. Parsons gets into like the weirdest situations.
Oh my God.
Oh, somebody's passing him, so his car isn't happy.
Yeah, Jake on the sauce gets past Parsons. So, oh yeah, the front end of that Lotus is all crushed.
Unbelievable.
What a tough break there for Parsons. Yeah, he's got him and some of these pit lanes have not been kind to him.
I'll never forget. It might have been a decade ago, literally, for all I know. Running Le Mans, and Parsons loses it at Indianapolis somehow and gets wedged, like in a little offshoot, a little off-road to the track. There's like 1 inch between the bumper and the front splitter. It's like, how the hell do you manage? He manages to do these impossible things.
All right, so Taylor stays out. DeGraw is in. So this should be a pretty quick stop for DeGraw. And he is away. Moses has taken over second.
Well, DeGraw pits and teammate Taylor stays out. So they didn't pit together, DeGraw and Taylor. And maybe this is, if you're Mark DeGraw, this is your opportunity to push for a little something extra here.
A little side-by-side action here between Iggy and Zahn, and what a great move by Iggy to get past David Zahn for 11.
Yeah.
Joe LaCour in the mix there as well. See if Ian can do anything with Zahn. Zahn on the soft tire, Ian on the hards. Iggy on the hards as well. Oh, Ian comes into the pits. Zahn's going to try and make a pass on the outside, and he does. So, takes that position right back from Iggy.
Looks like Iggy was running some extra downforce there. That was pretty straightforward pass by David Zahn.
So DeGraw comes back out in fourth behind Ekman. Ekman has picked up some time now on Moses. He is now back to 10 seconds. It's a 10-second difference between him and Chris Moses. So, quite the debut here tonight for Joel Ekman. The potential to land on the podium, but way things are going, it's going to be tall order, but just with 10 laps to go, anything can happen. 10 long laps and a lot of traffic out there.
Yeah, well, the question is, what's going on with Moses? I mean, he just continues to kind of leak time, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Last couple times by, he had a 25, and it looks like he's coming. Nope. So another 23. He had a couple ugly laps there. Lap 11 and 12 in the 21s, and then looks like the tires are starting to come apart here for him.
Yeah, well, something's coming apart, that's for sure, because it just hasn't gone the way he wanted it to go, and right now it's Matt Taylor and the cat.
Look at lap, just the consistency there. 22s from lap 11 to lap 15. Great job from Ekman. He's really got it locked in.
It sure does.
22 flat, his best lap. Having a great run. Parsons is back in the pits. So after his damage, he has come back in. So yeah, he must have had some serious. When he came out of the pits, he had that thing fully cranked, and it was not going anywhere.
Oh man!
So he's away. A little gentler on throttle this time. So he's away. Meanwhile, Taylor continues to run here. Lap 16, 26. So I suspect Taylor can take it at least one more lap or two. He can, and throw on the softs.
Yeah, I guess. Well, it was his best lap last time by at a 21.3, so that's pretty good shooting right there. I mean, shoot, if you had the fuel on board, you just kind of keep going if you're running those types of laps. However, I should think that the hards would be getting pretty knackered by now, so for safety's sake, at some point, you probably want to jump in anyway.
Zahn closing the gap up slightly on John Watson. Watson running in ninth. Oh, looks like Lemansky might have some trouble here. It seems like he's off pace. And Taylor is... Oh no, I'm sorry, Moses is in.
Yeah, interesting. A couple laps early for Chris Moses.
Ekman stays out. Yeah, Lemansky appears to be struggling here. So Moses is away.
You know, this tire model can get beat up pretty quickly. It can flat spot pretty easily and give you some pretty serious problems. If Moses started locking up a bit and had some serious flat spot issues, that could have really affected his times, actually. And it could also be an indication of stopping, a lap too early.
Right on his tail. Oh, Lemansky's staying out. So yeah, something must have happened to Lemansky's got to gather it back up and back on pace. Chuck on the hards, Kevin on the softs. Chuck's closing up on him here very quickly. Onto the spot.
Some nice direct fights for position right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a four-way battle here between these guys. Taylor in. All right, so this is going to be a deciding factor here as as Ekman, he is still out on track and has just run a 21.4. So Ekman is not suffering on the softs this late. So Taylor is away. Taylor out on the softs on lap 18.
Okay. There you go. You called it, Al.
And Ekman, is he going to have enough here to take the lead? No. So Ekman 3 seconds off of Taylor. I would be shocked if Ekman tries to stretch this one out. He pitted, I believe, on lap, 9. Oh, he's probably going to take it to 18, so he should come in next lap. Yeah, Moses pitting early, Brett. You're right.
Yeah, I mean by a lap or two, lap and a half or something relative to the leader. But yeah, and so I don't know what that's about really, except he wanted to hit the reset button in his mind, or he had, like I say, locked up a couple times, had some flat spots. But yeah, Jack, Moses definitely has the fuel to make the distance from here. We assume, unless he made a mistake in the pits on the fueling.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Ekman could come out ahead of Moses here.
Yeah, I mean it was a disastrous stint if you're Chris Moses. I don't know what the heck happened back there, but those couple 3 laps, I mean they added up to about 10 seconds, Al. I mean it's a lot of time.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if he had an off or was just losing time or had some contact with somebody. His lap times compared to Ekman were not good. And Ekman again with another 21.5. So his tires, well, it's on the first stint, going off around right after lap 6, but he's well into the stint and still running quick.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. You do, of course, taking on those lesser fuel, you have to stop again, but you do save that extra time in the pits as well. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Obviously, Taylor's still looking pretty strong here, but Ekman is in.
Okay, so let's see where Moses is in comparison to Ekman. He's exiting the final corner. Takes over second. Ekman is away. And Moses is going to take over that third place from Joel. Nonetheless, great run by Joel.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very clearly. Yeah, I was kind of waiting to see what was going to happen with DeGraw. I didn't keep as close an eye on the lap times as I'd planned on, but Taylor just started turning monster lap after monster lap on that low fuel load. So taking it very deep for Matt Taylor and then taking less fuel in the pit stop really was the way to go here. And boy, just a handful of laps to go. Matt Taylor is suddenly looking pretty darn good.
Taylor out on the soft, so expect his pace to go even quicker. DeGraw, meanwhile, he stuck to the hard tires.
Yeah.
We're watching John Watson, Parsons, and Chuck Carter here do battle. Parsons, after his extra pit stop, is now battling for 6th and has switched to the soft tire.
Well, good for him.
Right on board with Walker. Trying to chase down Chuck Carter. Chuck with a great run here tonight, Brad.
It has been. Went with that single stop strategy on the hards, Al, all the way through. Lap times have not been stellar, but they've been good enough with that one stop.
Parsons having a look on the outside of Chuck. Nothing there. Oh, as Watson tries to have a look on the inside of Parsons at the same time.
Oh.
Watson gets the pass made. Gets past Aaron.
Oh no!
Oh, Aaron with the bold move on the inside and makes the pass stick.
That was a pucker moment for Aaron Parsons because he got the braking zone just flat wrong is really what happened right there. That veteran savvy came through and a few flicks of the wheel to give himself a tiny bit of extra space, gave himself just enough in the braking zone to avoid disaster.
So Parsons should have Chuck covered here. On to the front straight.
I have to say, what kind of a... Well, we can see what Parsons does here.
Oh, Chuck gets it sideways. Big contact between the three.
Oh, no!
Oh, Parsons had nowhere to go at that point. Chuck carried a ton of speed, and that's actually helped Chuck out as he got pointed back in the right direction, and Chuck is still going there in sixth. Meanwhile, Parsons has fallen back to ninth. Unbelievable. Wow.
I couldn't get the words out of my mouth, fast enough. They can go flat, single file through there. That might be the first time anybody's tried it side by side. It doesn't work. Yeah, you can't really fault anybody there, really. I mean, Chuck he lost the rear, and those guys are running close, and where the hell are you going to go? Speed's too high.
Yeah, you saw Watson there, heavy on the brakes.
Yeah.
And he just had nowhere to go at that point as Greg Myers makes his way past Watson for 7th.
Could end up being a great thing for Chuck Carter. I mean, he got himself all kinds of breathing room.
He definitely got help there. A little further back to 13th, it's Houston and Zahn. Now David Zahn putting the heat on John Houston. Take a look at the gaps up front. Not much has changed. Moses may have picked up a slight bit of time on DeGraw, but nothing doing there. And Ekman is running comfortably by himself in 4th.
Yeah, comfortable is right. He could stop in the pits and have a little pina colada mixed up for him, take a couple sips and relax a bit, and then still have time to get out in 4th.
Taking a look at here, Jake. Let's see, he pitted on. It's looking like lap 9 or lap 8. And again on 17th, so he's good to go to the end. So what a recovery from Jake as he got mired near the back of the pack after starting in the top 5 and now finds himself back in the top 5. Parsons in the pits for a 3rd engagement. So he must have some serious trouble there. Joe LaCour is going to take that spot away. And Joe LaCour is going to find himself now into the top 10. It's a pretty quiet night there. Not the performance we've come to expect from him here on Mondays, but he'll take the top 10, get out of here. Parsons rejoins now in 13th. So disappointing showing here for the T-Brock Damband guys. Iggy's out of the race.
Oh,
4 laps to go. Houston and Parsons out of the top 10, running in 12th and 13th. Back up front, it is your leader, Matt Taylor, who has set fast lap of the race with a blistering time of 2:20.5. And a 21.3, 20.5, and then a 23.3. So we just wanted to get that fast lap in the bag and kind of dial it back a little bit. See that he's got 17 seconds up, nearly 18 seconds up over his teammate in second.
yeah, and again, that's something you can do a bit more of this season. You can push this car a little bit more than, I would say, any of the cars we've run ever, maybe. You can get away with trying to go for a little bit of speed in these cars, which is a nice change, I have to say.
So keep an eye on that gap. It's starting to come down between DeGrasse and Moses. It's down to 6 seconds. As, let's see here, DeGrasse last couple time by 22.6 to 22.2. Moses with a 20.7 his last lap. So he's got a couple laps in the 220s. So definitely starting to eat away at DeGrasse's lead here.
Yeah, he's going to need a couple more of those, but if he does lay down a couple more, then it's reasonable he can get up there, I guess.
I'll take a look at the back here. Is Chuck running solidly in the 6th position here. Greg Myers trying to chase him down. Keeping an eye on that gap. Meanwhile, Lemansky and Wathen are side by side. As Lemansky gets the pass made, Wathen, you remember, had that incident with his teammate, and Aaron is not pitted, so he's got what appears to be some front end damage. As he, sure, and he is dealing with some understeer at the moment. So Lemansky moves up to 8th. Greg Myers now trying to make his way past Chuck Carter for 6th.
Yeah, Chuck Carter continues to hang on with the fingernails to that 6th spot. See, maybe you can try that spin turn 1 maneuver again and use it to good effect. I mean, I hope not, clearly. Myers on board. He's electing to go with first gear through some of these corners. Some guys in second. Some guys using a tall first gear.
7.6 kilometers a lap. It's a long one.
Yeah.
Last time by for Moses. So DeGrasse on the hards will have the advantage late in this race. Probably. We remember Moses pitted a lap or so early. So he's going to have some his hands full. Beckman a bit off the pace, probably a little too late in the game for him to try and make a run at Moses. As Jolicoeur now, with his best lap, dips into the 21s.
Yeah, and it's about time. Had a 21 early on, kind of, or, in the middle way, but Jolicoeur just never quite got up to speed quickly enough. And like I was saying, I think a couple of the guys, they had enough time to really refine the setup. And I don't think, which I think makes a difference, particularly at this track. You really have to figure out a way to use the low downforce, but still find some front grip, right? And so I think the guys that have run best have done that. Jolicoeur just didn't have enough time really to refine the setup enough to get that ultimate speed.
little surprised here to see Greg unable to make his way past Chuck. Greg on the softs. Question if this was a mod. It is. It's a Lotus 79 mod that came out. I actually don't know. I forget who put it out, but a couple little tweaks on our end to the tire model, but Chuck gets it up on the curve. But cars are fun to drive. A lot of fun.
Yeah, that curbing around here is no joke, by the way. You really just kind of want to stay nowhere near it.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen more guys, especially in some of these corners where they're carrying so much speed. Oh, Chuck, a little too much throttle on exit. That was enough to give Greg that position. So Greg now up to 6th.
Yeah.
And should start to pull away here from Chuck, I imagine.
Yeah, nice little patience pass there for Greg. Yeah, the curbing generally comes into effect on exit when you're trying to keep the momentum pretty high. Not too much danger of hitting them short, unless you kind of make a mistake. But it's a little easier to push out wide and get on the curb, which I've seen a couple disastrous results of that already.
So the gap now is 5 seconds between Moses and DeGraw with about 2.5 laps to go. Series moves to South Africa next week at Kyalami. And their last season.
A track pretty similar to this, really, in a lot of respects. It's be interesting to see how these cars handle that track. It'll be pretty good around there, I'm thinking.
Chuck unable to close the distance up on Greg running in 6th. But aside from Taylor's run, I gotta give Ekman the drive of the night so far. Running in 4th. Beecher as well. Those will probably be my top 2 picks. Jake, who was found himself languishing back near the back of the field near the start of the race. He's gathered it back together and finds himself now here running in the top 5.
Yeah, Ekman and Feimster, both great drives, both for different reasons, you bet. And I'd be good with either one of those.
I'll tell you what, Lemansky, who was running in 2nd, has put together an outstanding run here. Had to pit early, got his race, well, let's face it, ruined, but or his chance at a podium ruined. But he has now worked his way up to the tailpipe of Chuck Carter, with Greg just ahead of him. So Lemansky would make short work here at Chuck down this straight. And may have a chance at Greg here in the last lap.
Now, I postulated he would have a chance to get back to 7th, but who knows? If Greg makes a bit of a mistake on the last lap. But Chuck's looking pretty racy to me, Al. I think Chuck's going to make it pretty hard on this last lap for Kevin Lemansky to take that 7th spot. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack. Let's see here. There's a little side by side. And Lemansky gets the pass made. There's Taylor.
A little ragged in that braking zone,
Yeah,
but
it was. Taylor crosses the line now to start the final lap of the race. Let's see now the gap between Lemansky and
seconds.
Myers, yeah, a couple seconds here. They still have, where are they? Still have a ways to go here. And one more lap after this, about a lap and a half. The leader has started the final lap. See 13 guys on the lead lap. Yeah, so look at that. As Moses has brought his way up to the back of the DeGraw with on this last lap. It's about 2 seconds, Brad.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have enough to get him here now, but just looking at about half a lap left to turn.
What a great last lap by DeGraw.
But you never know. I mean, Mark DeGraw could end up making a mistake, and that kind of changes everything. But I mean, it was a great push by Moses, but in the end, it was whatever happened there in that middle stint. And the strategy obviously is not the best strategy for tonight, right? Yeah, live and learn.
Yeah, it's a learning process for everybody. It's gonna show everybody's hand so far. So what the types of strategies these guys can do as Matt Taylor makes his way to the final corner for the last time. And it looks like Moses is not going to have enough to take the win. And Matt Taylor, your winner here at Interlagos. His teammate, Mark DeGraw, is going to hold off Chris Moses here to take the second position. So 1-2 finish for Captain Clutch. Chris Moses going to finish in third. Joel Ekman with a fantastic drive is going to finish in fourth. Mansky all over the back of Myers.
Yeah, coming up now
crosses the line. Veemster's going to finish in fifth. Now he's making his way to the start-finish line. As Lemansky now all over the back of Greg here through these last couple corners.
Yeah, the slow ones coming up here.
Both guys are on the softs.
Greg needs only to survive another couple twists and turns of this Interlagos 75 circuit.
And a brief look on the inside. If he can get a nice exit here, he may get a run. Looks like Greg's going to hang on to it. It's going to be nip and tuck. No, it's going to be Greg. He's going to hold off Lemansky and take sixth. Lemansky in seventh. Chuck Carter with a great run here is going to finish in eighth. Behind him, Joe LaCour in ninth. Aaron Parsons with a very rough night. Going to come home in 10th. Could have been for Parsons. If it weren't for those issues in the pits and on track. Often we'll take 11th. Let's bring our winner into the room here and have a chat with him. If I can find him. And Houston gonna come home in 13th. Last car on the lead lap. And that'll do it. Matt Taylor, do you copy?
How's it going, guys?
Matt, congratulations. Great win here tonight with, great pole position you had there. And, followed it up with the win. I got to ask you about the strategy, though, between you and your teammate. Looks like you stretched it out quite a bit. Stayed on the hards a lot longer than your teammate did. And you elected to go on the softs, and he stayed on the hards. You guys talk about that at all, or was it something you just did?
We definitely did talk about it. I felt like the hard and then the soft was definitely faster over the long run, but he was running a little bit looser setup than I was, and I think he was getting really unstable as the tires wore off. And I ran mine a little bit tighter to help that. And he was just more comfortable with running it to halfway and then changing to the hards.
Yeah, it was obviously a, a relatively good start for you. You got a little lucky and got in the lead. Then we were able to manage the pace a little bit. So once the fuel burned off, obviously the lap times picked up. And once you're able to dictate and come in and take those softs, things worked out very well for you. So congratulations on the race tonight. And what a difference a season makes, because really it was a very difficult start for you and this team last season. This is basically the exact opposite of the type of start you had last season. So, how does it feel with that better start?
It feels really good. It's nice. Put more preparation in heading into the season, and just the way you got to set up this car is really meshing well with how I like to drive. And been talking to Mark about it and trying to get him to. He's had to adjust his driving style a little bit, but I think he really likes it too. And we've got a really good base setup. It should be strong the rest of the season. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so I mean, that was my next question. Overall, your thoughts about the car? It sounds like you guys, well, you in particular, coming to grips with. Had a late exit here tonight with Samar not able to attend tonight's race, but it looked like you probably should have been here. He was running quick in practice. You guys might have been pretty close in terms of pace.
Yeah, that's too bad. He's always really quick, and I would have liked to seen how I stacked up against him going into the night. Wasn't too sure about how my qualifying pace was actually going to be, and I know he ran really quick in practice. So maybe we'll see next week or as the season goes on here. Uh, if I can compete with him, we can have some good races here.
Well, congratulations, Matt. Good luck next week at Kyalami. Uh, Carrying a little bit of extra weight. That's another unknown in these cars to see how they manage the weight. So, good luck and another congrats on a great run tonight. Great way to start the season, both you and your teammate.
Yeah, starting with a 1-2 is perfect. We'll take that every time, and we'll see how it is with the weight. But appreciate you guys doing the broadcast every week, and look forward to watching it.
All right, Matt. Have a great night.
You too.
All right, Brad. Pretty exciting start to the season. A lot of unknowns for us as to how this thing was going to play out. But given the nature, the size of the track, sometimes you get some lulls there for a while. But it was pretty racy throughout the night.
Yeah, and well, that's the way every season's going to start. There's just a lot of things up in the air, and you just got to kind of take it as it comes. Hey, look, all I know is Joel Ekman, Jake Feemster sitting fourth and fifth in points, top five in points. I'll take that.
Yeah,
That's
for those guys.
pretty exciting, right? It's great to see Lekmansky up there. Lekmansky obviously came on very strong toward the end of last season. Hadn't really done much, honestly, last season until the second half. He started to get going. Obviously, showed great pace here early, so that's also great to see. So I think there's a lot of drivers in the mix, and this car I think does bring more drivers into the mix. Now, when they start to figure it out, everybody figures it out and knows how to get a little bit more on edge with it, then we may see, the typical cream rise to the top. But I'm loving it, and these first couple tracks really going to suit the car, lead to some great action.
All right. Well, thanks, Brad. That's going to do it for us here tonight. We'll be back next Monday for round 2 from Kyalami. Until then, Thursday night, the season starts for the Thursday League as we make the switch over to GT1 at Sebring for a 250-kilometer opening round to kick off that season. So that will start at 9 p.m. Eastern, and hopefully you guys can tune in for that. So until next week, thank you, Brad, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you very much. Have a great night.